What's up everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. Today Amazon took the wraps off a ton of new Kindles, highlighted by their sizzling Kindle Fire. It is an Android powered touchscreen tablet, and these puns just write themselves. Is it gonna set the world on fire? Is it gonna light up the tablet market? It just keeps going and going, but I'm going to spare you my awful jokes, at least for right now. So let's go ahead and recap what Amazon announced. So I've got some notes in front of me. Generally I go note free, but there's a ton of stuff, as you can see, to cover. So if I look down, that's where it's coming from. Alright, let's start with the king, the Amazon Kindle Fire. Prices, that's what most people care about, is a sizzling, told you there'd be more bad jokes, $199. A pretty solid entry-level price point, but that's going to come with a few limitations. So it is a 7-inch colored screen with a resolution of 1024 by 600. It is IPS and is covered in Gorilla Glass with 169 PPI. So you should get a pretty nice screen. The Gorilla Glass is really nice for traveling, or the 7-inch tablet, even if you want to cram it in your pocket. If you got giant sized pockets, you're not going to have to worry about scratching it. One of the downsides of it is it doesn't have any cameras on it, and also not going to have a microphone. But at $199, do you really care? You know, the first iPad launched without cameras. I don't use the camera on my tablet very often. For a price point of $199 to get what the Kindle Fire is going to do, I don't think that's really going to matter to consumers. But am I wrong? You know, let me hear from you. So it runs Android with Amazon's new bookshelf UI. It looks like a Kindle, but with a fancy screen. You can get access to all kinds of apps and stuff on there as well, you know, that you'd have with any Android tablet. It's running a dual-core TI OMAP P4 processor, so it's going to have plenty of power to do your bidding, and hopefully it's going to have good battery life. Kindles have always had ridiculously strong battery life. Here's hoping the Kindle Fire is going to have the same. 8 gigabytes of storage, which should hold plenty of your books, magazines, maybe not so many videos though. You're going to have free cloud storage on Amazon Cloud, so hopefully that 8 gigabytes will help out. However, it's only going to be Wi-Fi, so that's kind of tough. No 3G option is going to be there, but again, for the price point, you know, do you really care, or would you even use 3G? So from a dimension, 7.5 inches by 4.7 inches by 0.45 inches. So pretty nice and thin, not overly heavy either. Pre-orders are going to start today, and it ships on November 15th. So we still have a while to wait before your Fire comes to your door. But you can pre-order this guy today. It uses Amazon's Silk web browser, all the stuff you'd expect from a modern web browser built on Android. Multi-touchy goodness on there as well. WhisperSync includes videos and TV. So WhisperSync, what that is, essentially it syncs up all of your Kindle content. So if you're reading, let's say, a book on your Android phone, it'll sync up with your Kindle. If you're reading it on the Android app for the PC, or reading it on your iPad or iPhone, whatever you might be using the Kindle app on, it syncs it all up. And that's going to be true now with the video content. You're going to get 1 free month of Amazon Prime, so that's kind of cool. Buy all of your Amazon stuff for the year during that 1 month. It's free 2-day shipping, which is kind of awesome. Access to Android App Store, but not Google's Android Market, which is kind of interesting actually. So Android has multiple app stores. Amazon has their own on there. They've got a ton of decent applications in there. They've exclusively launched some of the, I think the Angry Birds Rio launched on there. They don't have the full content though, and the full breadth of content that Google's Android Market does. But one of the nice things about Android is that with a simple link, you can download almost all the apps that are in Android Market without having to go to Android Market. So you can totally circumvent, at least in theory, circumvent this restriction. But is that going to matter to you? So Kindle Fire, what do you think? You excited, not excited? I think it's going to probably set the entire tablet world ablaze, for lack of a better pun. Amazon's got the infrastructure. Amazon's got the ecosystem. So they're trying to beat Apple by kind of being Apple. They're now totally vertically integrated, just like Apple. They control the tablet, they'll control the ecosystem, and they'll control the content. Totally straight down. So it's probably going to make for a really nice competitor. If you liked the iPad because of the iTunes sync and the content on iTunes, but you didn't want to be stuck with Apple, this is going to be a great choice for you. Or even if you don't have an allegiance either side and you want something smaller, it's going to make for presumably a pretty great e-reader, be able to view your video content, be able to get some of the great Amazon stuff on there. The Fire is going to be a pretty solid choice at a really nice price point. But that's not the only tablet. I don't know why I'm pointing, that Amazon announced today. The next tablet they announced is the Kindle Touch. To the surprise of no one, Barnes & Noble has the Nook Touch, they had the Nook Color, so it seems like it was a natural progression for Amazon to make. $99 with advertisements, which, I don't know. $140 without advertisements, yay. And they don't like giant pop up all over your screen, they're little ones, kind of bars across the bottom. Would you want to save $40 to get some ads on your screen? Kind of curious what you guys have to say. I'm sure some will say yes, some will probably say no. So it's the same e-ink display we've known and loved. It's 6 inches, but it's all touchscreeny now. 4 gigs of internal storage, 3 gigabytes can be accessible to the user. 2-month battery, so to pull up a menu, you touch in the middle, touch the right side to turn pages, the left side to go back. It's a pretty standard touch interface. No keyboard on this guy. Everything's going to be done with your little fingers, including a on-screen keyboard there. You're going to have a new X-ray feature, which is kind of neat, that allows you to look up information about different facts in the book on Wikipedia instantly. So let's say you're reading about dinosaurs, and you want to know if the Tyrannosaurus Rex was really that big a badass. You can look up Tyrannosaurus Rex right on Wikipedia and it'll say on the front line, yes, Tyrannosaurus Rex was really that bit of a badass, even though he had these little arms, couldn't do much. I'm sure this is getting screen captured right now with all kinds of bad comments. Okay, bad joke. So that is the Kindle Touch. There's also a Kindle Touch 3G, which, surprise, surprise, adds 3G. $149 with advertisements, $189 without. Lifetime 3G in 100 countries. You don't have to pay for that 3G service other than when you buy it. There's no monthly contract. You buy it and you get the service. Presumably that's being powered by AT&T, but not confirmed on that. Everything else is the same as the Kindle Touch. That's not the only Kindle that got announced. We now have the regular Kindle. No more keyboard anymore on this guy though. Everything's done now with some menu options and toggling around. Did you use the keyboard on the Kindle? You can still get the old keyboarded Kindle, but you know, nothing's new in it. So the Kindle, $79 with advertisements, $109 without. Amazon, actually, let me back up here. The Kindle Touch and the Kindle Touch 3G, pre-orders start today and shipping is going to begin on November 21st, a little while away. So the regular Kindle, $79 with ads, $109 without. Amazon local deals will be on there, so you get local deals. No touch, no keyboard, like I mentioned. It's lighter, it's 5.98 ounces for Amazon cloud storage, Wi-Fi, and it ships today. No more notes. Boom. So that was everything that we had in there. What do you guys think? You excited about the new Kindles? You not excited about the new Kindles? Kind of curious what you guys have to say about all these. I'm personally excited about the Kindle Fire, the touchscreen Kindle. I don't know. I prefer buttons. It's easier. My grandfather, side story, loves the Kindle. He can use the Kindle, has an awful time using a computer, but somehow figured out how to use the Kindle on his own. He can click a button. I couldn't imagine trying to teach him how to use a touchscreen Kindle, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway guys, we'll have all these devices to cover for you as soon as we can get them in our hot little tech reviewing hands. I'm John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo. If you have any other Kindle Fire puns, leave them down below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.